Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome back to another video. I want to do a follow-up video about the Sam.gov that we created a while ago, and I promised you guys I was going to do another video with more details as to how to be awarded government contracts by going to Sam.gov. So this is that video. So keeping good to my promise, and stay tuned guys, and I'll see you right now. Okay, so if you have not watched the video that we put previously about Sam.gov, how to get government contracts, the government has allocated billions of dollars to pay small businesses to take care of contracts that they put out, and this ranges anywhere from janitorial contracts all the way to IT and big constructions, remodeling of buildings and stuff like that. So anything in between, you can get a contract with the government and they can pay you monthly if you were a company that were able to take care of that. And just to recap and refresh a little bit on that, maybe if you're new to government contracting, or you're just, thumbing your way through the videos, trying to learn about it, let's go back a little bit on that. There's two ways that you can definitely get into government contracting, okay? So say you're a company, an IT company, or a construction company, or you are a cleaning company, janitorial business. You can either search for specific contracts specific to your business, and you can bid on those contracts, or which is something that we are doing, you could bid on any contract and you can subcontract that contract to a company that is going to get it done for you, and you're going to hold the main contract, but you're going to subcontract this company and you're going to pay them to do the job from the money that the government's going to pay you, okay? You're gonna keep a little margin from that, and you're gonna pay the rest to the company that is actually doing the work. I hope that makes sense. So that's just in a nutshell. I don't wanna spend a lot of time on that, but I just wanna talk to you about those, the two ways that you can get into government contracting. Of course, the first one, you're gonna retain more revenue because you are going to be the sole holder of the entire contract. You're going to be paid, and then from there, probably you're going to pay your employees and expenses. But I want to focus more on the latter, which is you bid on these contracts. When you're awarded those contracts, then you subcontract a company, you have them do the work, and then you pay them, okay? So in this video, what I wanted to talk about is what are the things that you can do in order for you to be awarded, or at least have a bigger chance to be awarded these contracts? Because remember, you're bidding along with multiple other companies, right? You're actually bidding, and the government is going to give the contract, is going to award the contract to the company with the lowest bid. So how do you make sure that you're not bidding too low, all right, that you're going to be awarded the contract, but then it's going to result in a loss because you're not going to be able to cover the expenses that's going to be involved with that work, right? Or how you make sure that you're not bidding too high, that you're going to miss on the opportunity. Now, that's not to say that you're going to bid in a way that is not going to be beneficial for your business, because remember, there are going to be businesses out there you're not able to compete with them because they're bidding so low that it's not even worth it for you to compete with them. Now, you are unaware of who is bidding what. You only find out how much the other company was bidding when the contract is already awarded to that company and you follow up with the person in charge of that contract. If you follow up with the person in charge, then they'll tell you, oh, we awarded the contract to this company for this price. Okay, that's one of the ways that you're able to figure out how much was the winning company bidding for. Okay, so you follow up with the contract specialist, the person assigned for that contract, and you ask them, hey, just following up with this contract, what's the word? And they'll tell you, oh, we awarded the contract to this company for this much. Now, the good thing with these contracts is that some of them are for multiple years. So meaning that you have the base year, right? That's the first year when you're awarded a contract. And then they tell you that there's a possibility to renew that contract for 5 more years. Okay, so provided that you are doing a good job, they like the work that you're doing, you're being responsible, your team is actually taking care of the work without inconvenience. Things happen, that doesn't mean that everything's going to be perfect, but without any issues. All right, so let's make a quick pause right here. I want you to do something for me. Go ahead and like this video first before we continue with the rest of the content. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and let's go back to the video. So for this, the things that you can do to be awarded these contracts. Number one, do your research. You have to research. And again, I'm speaking from a perspective of what we do, which is we bid on contracts that we're looking to subcontract, right? We're looking to subcontract a company to then get a quote for that company, bid on the contract based on that quote, and if we are awarded that contract, then we hire the company that we got the quote from, get multiple quotes, and that's going to give you kind of like a ballpark as to how much you can bid for this contract. Make sure you have, 3, 4, 5 quotes. That'll give you a good idea as to what you can bid for this company, so that you have a high probability to be awarded these contracts, right? Another thing that is very important, there's a lot of reading to do when researching to bid for a contract. One of the other things that actually puts you in a good position to be awarded a contract is just to make sure that you're following up all the instructions. The solicitation, it just has everything that you need to know about the contract, okay? It has absolutely everything you need to know. Very rarely you have to reach out to the contract specialist for questions. Of course, you're gonna also find within the solicitation who is the person to contact about this contract. You're gonna have the contact information, phone number, and email address. I do recommend sending an email address. They take 24 to 48 hours to respond to your email, but they definitely always respond. But I do suggest though that you do those 2 things in order to be in a good position to be awarded a contract. And again, the second one is just reading closely all the information and the instructions on the contract solicitation, because you're going to find everything you need to know about it. Everything, every detail. You're going to find how long is the contract going to be for. Again, mostly all of the contracts are for 1 base year with the possibility of renewing for 5 more years, or sometimes for 4 more years, sometimes for 10 years. So it is up to the contract. They vary, but again, you have to read well within the solicitation to learn about that contract. Sometimes you read and then you figure out that you don't even want to bid for that contract. It doesn't suit you, or something that you know and you realize that you're not going to qualify for. So it's very important that you read through the solicitation. Very important. That way you also know what's the documentation that they're asking for, okay? What is that documentation that they're asking for? What they need from you in order for you to submit a proposal, a bid for that contract. So all those details are included in the solicitation. So it's very important that, again, number one, you do your research, okay, learn about the contract. I will put it like and I will flip the positions of that, because I say first do your research and then read the solicitation. So I will say, firstly, you have to read the solicitation, of course. It's very important that you read the solicitation first so you know what's the contract about, and if you even want to bid for that contract. So it's very, very important that you read everything first. Again, there's a lot of reading. You have to read sometimes, 10, 15 pages, sometimes more. But there's some pages also that it tells you, hey, there's been an amendment to this contract. When you submit your proposal, make sure that you submit the amendment as well, signed, just saying that you agree and you acknowledge the amendment. So that also happens, and to be aware of all that, again, you have to thoroughly skim through the solicitation and read it closely, okay? Not skim through, just read it closely, because you're gonna find everything you need to know there. And then again, secondly, reach out to a couple of companies and get a quote from them. Explain to them what the job is about. If you have to send part of the solicitation to the company so they understand the kind of work, what the work is about, and they can give you a better quote, because you don't want to find out then you submit a bid to the contract, right, based on the quote that the company gave you, because you gave them some information, so they gave you a quote based on the information that you gave them, and then they find out and they come in after you've been awarded the contract. They come in and say, hey, this is more work that we estimated for. We're gonna have to charge you more. So you have to be careful with that, to make sure that the company that is quoting you, it's very clear in the type of work that needs to be done, so that down the line you don't have to make changes after you've been awarded, and that's gonna trim your earnings and your margin a bit more, and sometimes too much, in a way that it's not worth it for you to take on that contract. Just those 2 steps, okay? Those 2 steps are going to put you in a very, very good place to be awarded these contracts, okay? So I hope this information works. I'm gonna continue to make content around government contracting. I've seen very good responses in our previous videos about that. We're going to continue to put out this content for you guys. We're going to continue to do our research and put out more content for you. So if you have any questions about this, just make sure that you post your comment down below, your question. Also, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. That's going to help us push our content out for a wider audience. So if you don't mind doing that, please like and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. Okay guys, well, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Salir de esa